return to me until it produces what it was intended to produce. This is why the word of the Lord that he speaks over your life is so important. Hate to keep using Erica, but like she said last week, write it down. When God starts to speak, write it down. I don't care if you're driving. You know, you should pull over. But write it down, because that word is a treasure. It's a jewel. Because it will not be able to go back to God and give report like, okay, I did what you said. I went through all those dimensions and I gave him the word. Well, did it work? Oh, I don't know. I just gave him the word. That doesn't work. The word that the angel is carrying to them, they can't come back until it's performed. You got me? So it's very valuable that you write these words down, because you hold God accountable to what he said. No, God. You said. No, nuh-uh. You said. Right? Okay. Okay. Now, allow me to share a personal story to assist me in setting the stage. My need to share this will help explain my revelation of wisdom. Despite the difficulty that my geographical location presents, one of my favorite pastimes is to garden. A large component of gardening has to do with irrigation, which is water, especially when gardening in a desert. You follow me? One hot summer, as I was walking through my yard, I noticed some plants were developing better than others. After returning several plants to my supplier, I was asked to inspect my irrigation system. So at this point, you have a question. You see the asterisk? Yeah. What's the question? Yeah.
Can you find yourself question? Is that number one? Number two?
It's number 3. Yeah, number 1, I think. It's number 1.
Have you considered?
Yeah, chapter 3, number 1.
Have you considered where your roots are in relation to where the water of God's wisdom is flowing?
So a lot of times you have to think about where your roots are and where God's water is flowing. Because if you are back to Daniel, if you're in this domain of Persia and God is watering over here in, I don't know what city is next to it, Lancaster, then you need to understand that it's not God that's having the problem. You have the problem. You need to get over here. You need to get over here in Lancaster. So there's some situations we have to come out of in order to receive the wisdom of God. You cannot continue living in disobedience and willful sin and expect to receive the wisdom of God. That's all this is saying. So did anybody answer?
We wrote down by getting in a position by attending Bible study, Sunday school, or where the wisdom is flowing.
Perfect.
It's kind of like if you're out in the sun at 900 degrees, you ain't gonna never survive. You got to find the shade.
That's right.
So you got to change your attitude of the way you live.
Yeah. So you're telling me that I have work to do.
Yeah.
So I have action.
I got work to do.
Okay. Because I don't move God.
In order to receive this wisdom.
Right.
I gotta be there where it's at.
Right. So you can't get upset if you're not getting any fruit. You gotta move.
Yeah.
You gotta move to get in position. Yeah. Okay.
I wrote that I have to constantly put myself in places where I'm always being developed.
Exactly. Constantly position yourself in places where you are constantly being developed. Spiritual development is a big, big deal. That's right. Good. So let's keep going. Did you write anything?
No, but I was going to say, like, renewing your mind, like,
yes,
and changing your ways from how you may used to react to some situation.
Yes.
And you're renewing your mind in God to say, okay, this is how I go about this.
Yeah, because if I was doing it one way and it didn't work, why would I keep doing that? Right? So I need to look at it and say, don't become helpless, Penny. Don't be, woe is me. Oh, man, nothing works out for me. No, you're not a victim. You actually are seated in a position of power. Change directions. Change positions. Right? That's all this is saying. So good. The water flow was fine. I'm talking about this garden now. The water flow was fine. However, as I looked closer at the individual locations of water supply, I realized that the heat caused the ground to be hard and water flowed away from the plant. The ground and the plant were not in a position to receive the water. My mother suggested I build a dam around the plants to collect the water because the water was flowing on an area that the roots of the plant had not specifically grown to reach. Then it hit me. Trash, then I need to reposition myself. If I'm hanging around people that keep me limited to this right here, then I need to reposition myself around people that actually can see me beyond where I am today. Okay? That's how you build a dam. All right, let's keep going.
Amen.
The roots were not in the right position to receive the water flowing properly, to properly prepare the plant for life in the desert. Therefore, the plants died from a lack of ample water. Hosea 4:6, Proverbs 29:18 warns that many of God's people perish in life simply because of lack of insight. Well, I don't know, ooh, Lord, okay, well, you know what? Like Evangelist asked, can you stay carnal and go to heaven? You can stay carnal and go to heaven. But that's why I don't want to teach it, but I want you to understand there's rankings here. So some people that have been living in hell and living like hell all their life, rejecting God. Now, I don't want to. They're going to make it in, but they're going to make it in at a different rank than the individual that has yielded themselves. You see? Are you following? Okay.
So, I got a question.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say, I don't know, if you're talking about the different levels and the different rankings when we go and have the height. So, flesh, you said that down there burns away, right? Burn up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be refurbished,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm asking, that earth, the people that are there, they just may end up in level 1, right? Are there different, am I saying that right?
Well,
Heaven
no.
got first, second, and third heaven, right? Are you saying
no, you're not saying it right because